P.O.C. And this is while Stater Brothers is stalking with the City of Ontario. City of Ontario engages in these acts of violence as they monitor what it is that I put on the internet, and then they respond by stalking by helicopter and stalking by plane. They're doing so under the fake moon. They're flying under the fake moon. They're doing so while I document this is a sex offender. They're all sex offenders. Stater Brothers is a sex offender, as are all of the employees are sex offenders. That's why they are regularly monitoring genitalia in the bathrooms at the venue, and that's also why they are stalking one person while employed at a grocery store. They're all sex offenders, and the fact that the government is stalking at 12, 11 in the morning is also evidence of their mental illness and their criminal engagement in the perpetual sex offense as genitalia monitors, stalking in furtherance of murder. The entity is doing so where there are no flights that are ever hovering. Like I documented this morning at 128 Bonita Court, hovering over this housing community, hovering over this parking lot, doing so also at 12 in the morning, where the entity is engaging in what I captured 3 videos stalking by helicopter. The Stater Brothers and the Stater Brothers employees are all violent sex offenders. They're all engaging in what is sexual assault and battery while they're stalking me, knowing that I'm here, molesting with impossible light. And they're losers and vagina monitors that work at a grocery store, gang stalking for a living. And this is to show you how much of a sex offender the people of the state are. The people of the state includes the corporation, Stater Brothers, who's engaging in the perpetual sex offense thousands of times, while the people of the state come to this venue that is a sex offender. Stater Brothers at 646 West Holt Boulevard, where sex offenders such as David Quinones, and such as Amber and Isaiah, these demons that are monitoring at registers, not even actually focused on the simplest job, such as accepting money in exchange for goods. They're actually gang stalking. They're actually violent sex offenders engaging in that malicious pattern of conduct, which is why the airport is stalking, and which is why the police are stalking me in this parking lot under the fake moon, the evidence of mental illness, the evidence of corrupt businesses that shall be prosecuted under federal RICO. This is the airport that's stalking. It's currently 12:13 a.m. and the entities engaged in this. You'll see the time that I published my X thread right now regarding the fact that Stater Brothers is a sex offender, and so are all of its vagina monitoring demons that are employed there. And the City of Ontario, that calls itself engaging in a documented act of retaliation, is exposing the fact that they are all sex offenders. That's why the airport is stalking with them at their place of work. And there are moreover, no planes that are taking off that have any flights scheduled right now. It's 12:12. The entity is stalking. Not only are there no flights scheduled, okay, there's no flight scheduled for departures from the Ontario International Airport. There are no flights scheduled. And let me show you the timestamp on this. This is recent. I took this today at 6:50 p.m. Not only are there no flight schedules, there are no flights from the airport, Terminal 2 or Terminal 4. None coming from these gates in Terminals 2 and Terminal 4, where they're hovering over the Ontario Village Shopping Center. But what the entity is doing is the same pattern of conduct. As I'm documenting, as I'm publishing evidence regarding the people of the state who are violent sex offenders and businesses that are sex offenders, the entity engages in stalking me by planes and helicopters. And Amber and Isaiah, Kia, and David Quinones, they're going to federal prison. That's what my diligence of publishing this evidence on X and onto the podcast and onto the Google Drive and onto YouTube is going to accomplish. In fact, it's already done. I'm doing the handiwork so that everyone is witnessing it in real time. They are going to federal prison, and that will be a matter of what is a conviction within the walls of a tribunal. But this is the court case right now, and the federal government is watching me prosecute them, and the federal government is watching the mentally ill who are violent sex offenders, aware of the fact that Stater Brothers is keeping my vagina under surveillance, and that demons are stalking with things such as impossible light activity under what they know is not the natural environment, aware that demons that fill the City of Ontario are a threat to the public. That's the shutdown of the Ontario International Airport. That's the prosecution of the gang stalking airlines. That's the prosecution of Stater Brothers and everybody that works there who are in fact sex offenders. This is where the fake sun is rising at the Stater Brothers as well. They're absurdly psychotic. Okay, and this is a massive prosecution. Stater Brothers is not big enough, is not wealthy enough as a company, successful enough to compensate me for that which they have inflicted, and I documented it. It's an unprecedented basis to recover, and they're going to pay me my money. And Stater Brothers does not have any right under the law to further exist. It is a threat to the public, while the company itself is engaging in what is mentally ill behavior. And as that is converted to what is a business, you're talking about what's a threat to the public because the demon-possessed that are mentally ill are operating a corrupt business, engaging in the criminal elements of monitoring using the venue itself. This is P.O.C. It is currently 12:16 a.m.